T-Man has 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
The Houston Texans select CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr.
Amen Thompson.
Jabari for three and the win.
Welcome back, H-Town. Welcome back. On today's rundown, we're going to discuss, is Derek Stingley Jr. injury prone? And should we consider him a bust? Also, on the second segment, we're going to chop up, is Nick Caserio on a hot seat? Should Nick Caserio be on a hot seat for the 2022 NFL Draft? And third and last but not least, should we consider CJ Stroud? I know it's only 2 games, but is he the best quarterback out of this year's draft? H-Town, get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go. Thank you for joining me on Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. I am your dreadhead host, Hot Topic TB, and I appreciate you guys for coming back and spending a few minutes with me. I know you guys' time is valuable. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. And on the first topic on the rundown is Derek Stingley Jr. injury prone, and do you guys consider him to be a bust? Because to me, Derek Stingley Jr. hasn't proven anything. He had 1 lights out season at LSU, and then his other 2 seasons, he was injured. He played a total, I believe, 10 games in 2 years. That's at LSU. And then he come to us, Houston, Texas, his first season. I believe he played about 9 games and about maybe 9 or 10 games, and then he was out for the additional 7 or 8 or however many, or he played like 7, vice versa. The guy hasn't played a full season yet. And then here we are, week 2 at practice. KPRC, Aaron Wilson breaks the news. Derek Stingley Jr. out with a hamstring injury, possibly could be out 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. So he could possibly go on the IR and be out for more than half of the season. May not come back till week 10, week 11. When the weather's changed, the seasons change, and Derek Stingley Jr. still hasn't shown anything to us. When Sauce Gardner is an all-pro, the guy is on Buffalo Wild Wing commercials, the guy has major swag, and the guy is not a troublemaker. That is a good kid, a good cornerback. That guy can prove it, and he's playing in a Robert Saleh defense, the same defense that's similar to what DeMeco Ryans runs, because Robert Saleh is DeMeco Ryans' mentor. So right there, we already looking crazy because Nick Caserio, he's picking injury-prone players, man. To me, man, Derek Stingley Jr., right now, I'm going to say right now, in my opinion, he is a bust. A number 3 overall pick, and we can't get a full season out of him, man, he's a bust until proven otherwise. If he can make it a whole season, show me a few picks, show me a few things, help elevate this team and not just be, Steven Nelson is a better cornerback right now. He's meh. Like, so, man, if he can't help elevate this team right now, in my opinion, Derek Stingley Jr. is a bust of a pick. The guy is ultra talented. The guy is a physical specimen. I understand all that, and people will harp and hang on to the last minute because he's a 3rd overall pick, and people just don't want to give up that quickly. But right now, I'm not saying he can't grow out of it or be better, but right now, in my opinion, he is a bust. Derek Stingley Jr., he's a bust down, man. He's a bust down, man. Like, he's a bust, man. So, Derek Stingley Jr., man, you're going to have to get them hamstrings healed up, man, and get out there and show H-Town why we spent the number 3 overall pick on you. Man, the second topic on today's show rundown is, should Nick Caserio be on the hot seat?
Whole seat is melted. Oh,
for the 2022 NFL Draft, which includes Derek Stingley Jr. and Kenyon Green, who another player hasn't been on the field consistently and is out for the remainder of the season this year, barely played last year. Both of those guys, your first round picks. I mean, even if you hit 50%, even if you flip the coin, you could probably hit on one of those guys. It seems as if right now you done missed on both. Both of them, you took a risk on 2 injury-prone players that you had all the information in front of you that these guys were injury-prone and they were a risk. You was taking a risk. High risk, high reward, whatever you want to say, because it's definitely not low risk, high reward. It's high risk and high reward, and we haven't been rewarded by either of these guys. You passed up some prime players. You trade back and get a guard, number 15 overall. Nick Caserio, man, you was going to hire Josh McCown. Dude, come on, man. You hired David Culley. Come on. Then you brought Lovie Smith in. That was just a pivot. You was killing yourself to bring in Josh McCown. So, dude, Nick Caserio has made some idiotic plays, but then he also did a good thing with the Deshaun Watson trade. But now these picks, now he has the picks, and the picks aren't coming out to be anything. Now, right now, he can look good if CJ Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. turn out to be stars in this league. Then he'll have a pass on the 2022 draft, but I still can't give him a pass, man, because them are two prime positions. Yeah, in 2022, yeah, I like Jalen Petrie. Yeah, I like Damian Pierce, man, but those guys right there was a coin flip as well. You supposed to hit more likely. You have a better chance of hitting in the first round on your prime premium picks. Dude, it was only 2 players off the board when you picked Derek Stingley Jr. and Sauce Gardner was there for the taking. So I think Nick Caserio should be on the hot seat. I'm tired of the blah, blah this and blah, blah that and talking around in circles. Nick Caserio, humble yourself, man. Listen to what DeMeco Ryans want and need for this team, dude, and pick players who are proven players. It's almost like, I feel like when Clowney came up, was the number 1 overall pick, and then you had Khalil Mack right there, and then at number 13 you had the guy with the Rams and what's his name, Aaron Donald. Same draft as Clowney. Clowney didn't turn out and live up to that bill at all, but you passed up on Khalil Mack, who you needed a linebacker much more than a defensive end. And also you had a defensive tackle who's all world. Imagine pairing him up with J.J. Watt on the defensive line and Aaron Donald. You also passed on that. So the Houston Texans, man, we pass on players. Then we make our homegrown players. We build them, we teach them, we make them better, and then we don't re-sign them. Houston, we have a problem. And it's our general managers, it's our organization right now, and I'm not happy. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we 0-2 right now, man. Heading into Jacksonville, which they're the best team in the division. Those guys are serious. I looked at their games. Those guys are serious. And we have trouble, man. We have trouble. We have no offensive line help right now. Everyone is injured. And Nick Caserio, your prime picks from the 2022 draft, is not producing. They're injured. They're put up on a shelf. So, Nick Caserio, you're on the hot seat. You're on the hot seat. It's flaming, brother. You're balling, brother. H-Town, Nick Caserio's on the hot seat. And last but not least, I know it's a small sample size, but I watched Bryce Young in 2 weeks, and that guy just looks overwhelmed. He looks super small. We knew that during the spring. The guy is tiny. His coach would not even run a quarterback sneak with him. He has to sub him out to run a quarterback sneak to get 1 yard. Oh my God, the whole world knows what you're about to do when you sub out your quarterback and bring in the red rifle to run for 1 yard. Man, he's too small. But I'm not saying he can't be good, but he looks overwhelmed. Everybody is making their excuses because he has no offensive line. CJ Stroud is not working with anything as well. And he's passing for so many yards right now. Each game, the guy gets better and better, and he has a makeshift offensive line as well. This guy right here, Bryce Young, man, I hate to say it. I liked the kid. I like Bryce Young. I thought he was going to be something, and he probably still can. But from right now, from what I see, the eye test, the guy is overwhelmed, and the guy cannot handle it. He's small. He's throwing multiple picks that's possible. These guys are on this guy. They're hitting him. They slinging him. He think he can do the same thing he did in college, but he's not fast enough. This is the NFL. You have 6'5", 300-pound guys that's running 4.6s and 4.7s. Dude, you are not going to beat or burn anybody. And he's only passed for, I think, like 4.2 yards per carry. Per pass. That's the lowest. Even out of last year's class, and last year's class didn't have anybody. The only one winning the first round was Kenny Pickett. And this guy right here is passing for less passing yards per attempt than Kenny Pickett and anybody in the last year's draft class that was a quarterback. So I think CJ Stroud so far, in 2 weeks in, I'm not trying to be a homer, but that guy looks like he's the better quarterback. The guy is built for it mentally, physically. The guy just gets it. He's a franchise quarterback. He's what you're looking for in a franchise quarterback, and I'm glad the Houston Texans got him. H-Town, you should be glad as well. You got a quarterback. You have the future, and I just want to see more from CJ Stroud, especially when he get an offensive line and Dameon Pierce finally wake up from hibernation and start running the ball, and they figure out how to get the ball, the ground game moving. But right now, I believe the Houston Texans probably got the best quarterback in this draft and the best quarterback that then possibly came out of Ohio State. He might be the one like Aaron Rodgers coming from Cal or like Tom Brady coming from Michigan. He might be the one that's coming out of Ohio State and go down as a good quarterback, a good NFL quarterback, a good proven NFL quarterback. H-Town, we got a quarterback. It's been real chopping it up with you. It's your boy Hot Topic. Peace.